various possibilities of discovered checks, but it's not clear which check to. I mean, how to proceed with black.
First of all, let's try to evaluate this one, if we can.
You mean just
Like
if black
yeah,
doesn't have any plays e6, let's say. If black plays e6, black doesn't have any tactic.
okay, e6 probably bishop d4.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. It's like if you do not really come up with some tricks, you are probably lost. No. This.
Yeah, at least like we can take on c3, I think.
Mm-hmm. Ah, so
and then
that's actually brilliant. This rook a8
sooner or later.
Rook a8 is brilliant because for some reason I thought that I can, I don't know, exchange the rooks, but the bishop on d4 is still hanging in this moment.
I mean, also rook
b2
is quite unclear. I mean, but simply, okay. Wesley just has to evaluate the position.
Wait a sec.
After rook bishop c3, bishop c3, king b1. Probably it may be just winning for white.
Takes, king b1.
Maybe rook somewhere.
I mean, it's hard to say because then the bishop is usually bishop provides some counterplay. Like the pawn is on g5 will be hanging in some lines.
Yes,
you know?
yeah, I mean, yeah, you can obviously play bishop d2, but then at least I can.
So you mean this line? Bishop takes.
Yeah.
Let's show it. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. That's the line we were talking about. King to b1, and yeah, it's like if in this position white's pawn is on a4, king is on b3, then I'm ready to claim it's over. Yeah, white is winning. Here it's still somewhat awkward. But on the other hand, if you'll ask me how I'm planning to continue with black, the answer would be I don't know, because bishop d2 there is knight e5, yeah. There is knight e5. It's once again, it's hard to say. I mean, black,
like even rook f8, but
it's clear that black is fighting for survival. Yeah, it's not a question. Black is trying to save,
maybe h4 first.
But he might save it. So if white can, he would prefer like a clearer solution. Oh wait, but bishop d4, rook a8. Why don't we play king b2?
I don't know. I'm just bluffing.
King b2. Remember I said I want my king on b3, pawn on a4. Now I'm getting this.
Maybe I have some check.
Check, king b3.
I take on d4. That's a trick.
Ah, so that was that's a trick. Yes.
Yeah, but you can just
check. I go back
to
c1 for instance.
Or to b1. There is a slight improvement.
Ah, it's like if I go to b1, you go to c3, I just take, and I get the same position tempo up. Yeah. Gain the get
but there I can take a pawn, I think.
Takes. Check, king b2.
Yes, but this might be absolutely lost.
But you could do this. You could do this immediately as well. King b2. You could take on d4, take on a2. I was fine with that.
You mean
here when I went before this check on a4? I was like, I went king b2. You could take.
Yes, obviously.
You could take the bishop on d4 and then take.
I don't know why in this exact position I didn't consider this continuation, but after knight e4, king b1, that was my main line. It's.
Yeah, but the whole point was the knight is getting stuck on a2, and white should be winning in many ways.
So probably
yeah, right. So we are up to see a chance for Wesley. So yeah, bishop d4. No, wait, but you know where it all started with my silly move e6. So black shouldn't play e6. Black should look for something else. So resuming the, let's say, if black plays e6, it's really bad for black.
Yes, but you know, I was looking for e5 there. And the move is not so.
It's like not really appealing.
It's not so weird as it looks. I mean, my idea is to play e4 to destroy some pawns on the king side.
It might all of a sudden become really, really sharp, right?
Yeah.
If we look at this line, I go king b2. Yeah. I assume you play e4, right? Takes on e4, knight e4, king to b3. Then I want to run with the pawn
Okay.
I mean, if knight takes g5, yes, and then a4, for instance.
Yeah, but maybe I don't have anything else I have to take there.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Just
again,
simply
a4, right? It looks like white is
I think,
like
yeah.
significantly faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, significantly faster. But again, f5, f4, maybe. No, looks like it's much better for white. I mean, there is no such thing as much better in this position. It's like either white is winning or black is holding.
Yes.
Looking at Duda, I can see that he isn't particularly. He doesn't look particularly happy in this situation. By the way, let's return a few moves back and see how did it happen.
Yeah. So the last time when we've
seen it somewhere when he took the pawn on c4 with the bishop.
Yeah. Right.
So it was
like a few moves later. After
yeah, bishop e6, rook b2, bishop takes c4.
And I had a very tasty association with shashlik.
So rook to b1.
e5.
Black has played d5 in this position. Right. So he went d5.
Yeah, d5.
That's kind of bringing the knight from h5,
yeah, okay,
but in the other
I can't
way.
criticize Duda, but probably both of us have overestimated Black's position. Looks so.
Okay, d5, so what happened? E takes, knight f4. But that's Wesley saw in his element, just like, you know, taking some material and then defending. Rook b7, queen to e5.
Yeah.
And
rook b4, rook 1 b4. Yeah, so the bishop is pinned, that's why we have to do something else. Knight d5.
Knight d5.
Looks very, very complicated, but...
Yeah, looks like everything's hanging and white is about to resign. So what's the
yeah,
move for white here?
Wesley went
Rook c4.
dry from water.
Ah. And this is... Apparently this is what you are... I mean, what is possible to miss for black. The queen sack, right? So knight c3, you first take c8, then you take c3, and black simply gets... sorry, white simply gets too many pieces for the queen.
Yeah, I mean, just directly after, for example, knight c3, rook c8, bishop f8, I can play rook b8, because bishop is not hanging because of the mate.
Ah, like this. So you aren't taking the knight.
Yeah.
Queen e3, and it's mate into...
So, yeah, after rook f8. So rook f8, I'm not sure if it was the only move in this position, but it's quite
perhaps
difficult to give an advice for black there.
Oh wait, one more thing. If rook c4, queen c4, knight e3.
Is there maybe some check? Oh, you mean like queen d4 is a threat somewhere, right?
Oh wait, you go queen c3. That's...
Queen d4?
That's funny. Queen d4, rook b8.
Bishop f8.
Ah. Yeah, this I've blundered actually. I've blundered this one completely, but you know why? Because I really I still want you to play the other move just to... yeah, because what I thought was you go... No, it's not possible, right? There was one line.
You mean like knight takes c2?
There was one... No, there was one line like rook b8, bishop f8, but rook b8 is never possible. b8 is controlled. I had in mind the line rook b8, bishop f8, taking on f8.
You mean there if I don't take on b8, right?
No, with queen on c3.
Okay.
With queen on c3, you go knight d5 and you promise me not to take my rook. And then I go rook b8, take on f8 and go knight e6. And mate on h8. Yes. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's too deep and wrong on practically on every move. Okay, so...
Yes, but rook c4...
Apparently he has blundered something, yeah? Rook c4...
Yeah, but it's just a good
okay,
move, I
queen
think.
takes,
yes.
knight e3,
Knight takes.
Maybe we are missing something here.
There, you're right.
Maybe we are missing something. Apparently we are missing something here. Because really, queen d4 is... Okay, so I have to give a check.
Maybe I can give a check and play c3, right?
Yeah, this could be
Which
right.
is quite unclear after queen h2. I mean, maybe it's clear for engine, but not for me.
No, but rook b8. I mean, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe I have a couple of checks, but then I'll resign, right?
So that was the feeling.
But you know, like
However,
maybe I have some like take,
Mhm.
make something like check there.
King
So
b2,
yeah,
yeah.
you play there. I make this one.
Well,
But you play king b3. Sorry, but even king e3 is okay. I saw like maybe knight c4 check.
no, but then you have to just.
Or maybe I think I can start with this one there.
So that's the point. Like, if the queen takes, then it's queen h2, and
Yeah, but you play there, and probably I resign because I don't see any defense from two threats.
okay, there was the way not to take on h2, but to take on g5, which technically keeps black alive for a little bit, because when you go rook b8, queen g5, rook b8, I give a check, take on h2, go queen h6, but I'm not a big fan of this
Yes.
position. I mean, materially black is kind of doing fine, but he will never be able to activate
the
anymore.
black is
That's like the
chained.
queen stacked on stack on h6, and so queen h2, king b3. Queen h2, king b3, queen h6, the only move to protect the bishop, and black is holding, but I can't really see how
maybe
he's
this
planning
one.
to regroup.
Ah, but-
Maybe he'll lose
Yeah, knight
anyway.
d5. Okay.
Like, okay.
So maybe f4.
So somewhere around this moment, it feels that
White-
Wesley saw outplayed Jan-Krzysztof Duda. Indeed, e5 was played in the position that we've discussed, right? e5.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's later on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes, knight c6, bishop a7, e5, king b2. That's the current position on the board.
So we're expecting e5, e4 from Jan-Krzysztof, but
as we discussed, this position looks really, really favorable for white.
we should admit that probably Jan-Krzysztof will have a very, very hard time.
So another possibility of a tiebreak tomorrow. Let's move on.
See Aronian against Nepomniachtchi.
Aronian, if he will be, well, Wesley Saw, we can say so far is, well, serious candidate to level the score, right?
Yes.
Let's look at Aronian. Will he be able? Well, what's that?
At least let's calculate the pieces. It's all equal, right?
Aronian, once again, that's the game. Aronian against Nepomniachtchi we are talking about, and trying to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
What's going on? And I believe we will continue with Wesley Saw and Jan-Krzysztof Duda, and our analysis board. While having an interview, we were looking at the final position. At the final position of Wesley, no, not Wesley Saw, of Wei, of course. That was the final position of Wei's game. Now, this is the position of Wesley Saw.
It's a very tricky because
something has changed.
I mean, really there is no g4 in this position because of rook h4, and king c4 is a kind of useful move because at some point probably white just want to play king d3, king d2, and king f1.
Wait a sec. King g6. So once again, to remind you guys, because the players are not seated, we cannot see what the the actual game is. It is the game between Wesley Saw and Jan-Krzysztof Duda. The game where it looked all over for Jan-Krzysztof Duda, who, by the way, won game 1. So in case if Wesley wins, it means a tie 1-1. But now things are not looking like 100% sure, right? King g6.
Sure. Yeah, but I think it doesn't matter.
You just go rook h8.
It doesn't change at all.
King g7, and finally you promote.
And king. I mean, I have rook b1.
Takes, h3. You stop the pawns completely. Like rook b1.
I play there.
You even play there. No, so rook b1, rook h1 would. Yeah. No, that's absolutely hopeless.
But just in time, you know, like if in this position.
Black
no,
to
but
move.
it's still
no h2.
Yeah, h2 is winning, right?
If black's to move, that's no, but that would be too much because we allowed black a tempo.
Yeah, but chess is a game of one tempo. So.
All right, so Wesley is winning, which means another tiebreak tomorrow. How many tiebreaks do we have?
So we have probably Wesley against Jan-Krzysztof. We have.
Wesley will be the only one who equals the score.
Yes,
right?
but you know, like I don't see any other tiebreaks because Grishuk, Karyakin, Grishuk has an advantage.
Swidler has an advantage. Yeah, okay, we already have one Nakamura against Rajabov, which we knew after 1 hour today, right? So those guys, Wesley So and Jan-Krzysztof Duda, they won't be alone tomorrow, at least joined by Rajabov and Nakamura. So we have 3 games in progress. This one, Swidler against Vitugov. Actually, we didn't look at it for quite a while.
Yeah, so probably this game is going to end very, very soon. I don't believe that Black may have any kind of irregular idea.
He's trying to run with the king, like king f5, right? He went for king.
Yes, but it's too slow. Even if he plays king g4 there.
Can we have it on the...
King
No, the rook is still on h7, so he didn't play king g6.
Yeah, king g5, king g3.
5, king d3, king g4. You can bring the king to... not
yeah,
really.
I mean, like...
you go to e2.
Yeah, why not king e2? I mean...
Go to e2, h3, right?
Or king h3. Maybe it was king h3, but it doesn't matter at all because how it was losing, it's still losing.
Okay, guys, I have an interesting offer. I believe we all passed the time control, right? So 3 games left, and in all of them it's like 40, 41, 50 something. So, first and foremost, commentators need to rest. So we are using our right, well, kind of, I'm using my right to ask for a short break, which you guys at home, I know you don't like. You don't like when it says, well, commentary will resume shortly. But it will be resumed, I believe, with a nice switch. We will
well, I don't know, because actually I played bishop b5 mostly because I just felt it's a good move. Like, it's not that I managed to make it work in terms of some, you know, concrete lines. So even in the game, actually, I'm not sure I'm better at all. So later on, I was even kind of... kind of disappointed that I didn't take and just castles. And I mean, at least comparing to the game, it's much easier for me to play. Yeah,
So
I mean,
maybe there's something like knight c5 immediately, no?
here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, rook e1 or I don't know, something.
Just like, yeah, okay.
So you're not worried, you will take.
I mean,
you'll take those pawns.
I mean, with the king on g1, white is obviously completely safe. Like, I'll take all the pawns. Black will probably be in time to get his king to the corner.
Yeah, here it feels like less scary for black.
Yeah, like they can take and play queen
uninformed
f6.
viewers, like taking on.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but I don't know.
Yeah, but bishop b5 looks more ambitious and...
It looks more ambitious, but it could be just, you know, just... Well, okay, he's forced to take. I think he's kind of forced to go queen d5. Queen takes d4 looks nice. Well, we kind of... originally both we kind of liked queen d3 for white. Knight d7 castles, knight c5. Takes. Originally both we felt it